Okay. This session happens right after the third challenge, the race that Zanif races. This happens immediately as Beck and Akogi fly off on Beck's glider and zoom off to see what's going on with Puru. During that time, we are going to focus on Puyu, who has just finished a race with flying colors and to the cheers and claps and laughter of adoring fans, many of whom begin to approach and chatter and are very excited as you are here with Voy after the race.
Yep, we crossed the finish line. But after a number of the rest, but still on the winning team nonetheless. Run over, give him a hug. We enjoy the joy of the people. But what catches Puyu's eye, perhaps, this poor boy over here wrangling with the guilt in starting the race, in trying to show, trying to prove himself, and failing to live up to his expectations. And so we will gently, hand on the shoulder, ask the fans to give me some space. So we will go over to approach. Very small. Sorry.
Do you want Voy to go with you?
Moment to
Alright,
yeah, we'll give him a glance and a tilt of the head to encourage him to follow. I am just formulating the words. It's rough because I had these words in my mind. Just a day ago.
Sometimes it takes just a moment to get back in the mindset of having just come out of the race. Now, this race started with the absolute chaos of the pileup right outside the starting line. Berthus tried something with his mech, and he claims it was a misfire. Bojo just spoke to him and came back. His machine lays over here, feet up in the snow, 2 of the legs broken off. An absolute disaster. And he is currently laying on his side in the snow.
Thank you. That helped out a lot. It just takes a moment sometimes. So we will head over there. Slowly. Unintimidating as a tiny little guy. Walk up. Hold out a hand over. Hey.
He appears to be somewhat despondent. He's just laying there. Hito will look down at him and take your time. And he'll just walk over here and sit on this bench.
He nearly tries to glance like, you're supposed to be his friend, but shakes her head. No, this is something more towards her calling that she wants to do. Helping people. And helping people be their better self. So we will crouch down.
Sorry, did you say something?
Oh, is this better?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Crouch down. Hey, what are you feeling?
He will... He'll frown.
She will try to be very soft.
His eyes are closed as he lays there in the snow. And he'll kind of roll out to lay on his back, arms apart. And he'll breathe a puff of steam into the air. I'm sorry.
I don't think you need to be sorry. I don't think that's what you did.
No.
It was just a mistake.
No. My mistake got people hurt. Mojo is right.
Your intention matters a lot. And I think you should give yourself credit for that. I don't think you had it in you to want to hurt them. But
I still did.
if you're still feeling...
It...
Do you want to try and get right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But I don't know what to do, and so I'm gonna have to think about it.
I have an idea.
He will, eyes closed, sigh again, one big puff of steam into the air, and he'll just kind of pick up one hand and let it drop back into the snow as he says, "Lay it on me."
I have a friend, overworked, and he enjoys technology a lot like you do, but I can't understand it. I would appreciate if you would help me being his friend right now. I think he definitely said things he wasn't tired. I think I would like to have something nice and soft. Help set that right.
He will sit up in the snow.
And I think that in taking the steps help this, maybe the two of you grow closer to each other. And then you'll grow too. And maybe you won't have technology accidents later. Maybe something bad happens. That doesn't end result of everything from it has to be bad.
I have work, and now that we're out of the games, I'm pretty sure that we'll be moving on soon.
I'm sorry.
It's nothing to be sorry about. The work we do is important. I just... this was fun.
Helping your heart's important too. So maybe keep an eye on that.
He'll
Okay?
actually smile at that. Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
He'll stand up from the snow as the gears whir in his power armor. And he'll sweep off some of the snow from his legs.
Oh, and can you make sure? And she'll try not to make it obvious. Make sure he's okay. Fell off his mount. I don't think he got troubled.
The commander? He's fine, I'm sure.
Okay.
He's always fine. I'm not gonna do that. He
Oh. Okay.
he seems very
Sorry,
nervous about that prospect.
she'll sort of match the nerves and it's like, okay, sorry, I wanted to win. I didn't want neither of us. I didn't want him trampled or anything.
Well, somebody's
You know?
gotta lose, and you didn't watch the other race. It was just as bad, really.
Oh.
But I think those guys were intentional about it, so I guess I feel a little better.
The contents of your heart matter as much as the contents of your actions.
Well, I am really sorry, and if you could pass along the word to Beck and Bojo. They seem like nice guys, and I really am very sorry to both of them, especially.
Try not to take it too hard to heart. They're both really tired, and you know how that makes Con cranky. When they ignore Akogi's words to go to bed, you know? It's not you. But,
I hope
okay.
so.
I have to work on some things as well.
Yep, well,
She'll sort of
good
bound
luck.
about.
And thank you. But still sucks. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I'm sure, and I hope that you guys can see some of the brightness from it, because you guys were pretty good to race against. I mean, you were out, but oh, hi. Sweet.
You guys were good to... Well, I guess I didn't really get to race very much. It's like, come on, Berthus. And she'll, like, grab him by the arm and drag him away.
Yep.
Good to meet you.
You too. Would drag the boy off as well, as Taryn and I have moments like, that's right, I sent you nude. Okay.
Right. So where do we go from here?
As we're walking, finger to the chin, pondering, looking to and from boy, seeing if he says things and we're...
He just seems to be looking
Boy.
up at the sky.
Oh.
As you try and catch his attention. He holds up
What's
one
up
of his
there?
hands, and he makes kind of an L shape with his finger and thumb. A dark time is coming. You see how the moons are lined up? Say probably in a day or two. It'll be starless because Kuai will be closer and cover, most of it.
And what does that mean?
It just kind of came to me. I was just thinking, and I noticed where they were, and you know what the dark time is, right? When Kuai is primary in the sky and it's dark. Thought speaking is stronger during the dark time, but it's dangerous to be out in the wastes. There's things that come out in the dark, and we want to avoid them if we can.
What things?
Walkers.
Hmm?
The walkers in the white. Their shadows. Have you not? Probably not.
No, sorry, I lived a bit more timidly.
Sorry, I guess I.
No, it's
He'll
really
kind of.
interesting.
He'll kind
Akoki
of.
would talk about the moons. I don't have a great mind for a lot of it. She would always say, Kuai's shadows are on bad things. So I guess it would make sense.
He'll kind of bring both hands up to his face and kind of lace his fingers in front of his mouth, under his nose a little bit. Thoughtful. I must have traveled or something. I couldn't have been in Lavo the whole time and know about moon shadows.
Mm-hmm. And given that there weren't people in Lavo visiting you, I would guess that to be the case as well. A lot of people don't know you, so I don't think you live there.
Perhaps not. Well,
Did you want to go up to the... Akogi said that there's a place where the priestess gather, keep their records. We can ask there and see if Rubrandi was along your stops.
I suppose we could.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I would. I would like that.
And after that, I'd love to work on getting some more Flossmite fluff, because I think a lot of people are in need of a lot of plushies.
Okay.
And I could maybe some sap to help Beck find nap time, because I think he's been awake for 3 days.
You would sap that poor man?
Yes.
I think if he stops, the way he was moving, the way he looked, if he stops for more than 5 seconds, I think he'll just fall asleep anyway.
Mm-hmm. So what we do is we get some tea and we get some pies. We feed them to Akogi and Beck, and then we'll put them together onto a blanket.
You are
And then we go.
devious. I'm starting to realize this, I think.
What makes you think that?
You're plotting. You're plotting other people's relationships.
I just want people to be happy.
Sometimes you gotta let them figure it out themselves. But
okay.
I understand that you care, and that's good to see. It is.
You're right. I will still be giving Beck some tea or a pie, though, because regardless of his love life, you have to sleep sometime, right?
Yes, definitely. Alright. Well, do you know where it is? The Chantry?
But we can ask people.
Okay, we'll ask people. Alright, I'm gonna need both
Let's
of us.
go back to the refugee camp.
Yeah, we're going to the refugee camp and other places. I'm gonna say both of us roll investigation as we ask around town. See if we can figure it out. Hey, look at that. Good enough. Alright. As you are going back into the city and walking around the ground floor of Rubrandi, you ask a couple of people, and they will point you towards the Xanif wall, where you had been before with the with all the cattle and the animals. They say there is a
and Nibbles
moon
is on the way
there. All right, let's see. As you guys travel that way, do you stop anywhere else, or are we going straight there?
Just a very quick drop by to say hi to Nibbles. as we go, because I believe that the Xanath wall is the wall that Pafe tends to set up shop near.
Yep, he's just
If
right
I'm
there near
thinking
the
of the
base.
circle, right?
It is.
Yeah.
You're right. You got it.
So
Very good.
be friendly and greet on our way up, but nothing really.
All right. Let's see here. I need both of y'all. Oh, that was foolish. Hang on. I gotta copy paste the two of you because that's a lot easier. Ha. All right. I like Foundry. It's very good. It is very
This map.
easy to get everything working.
Oh, and we have the red lighting and everything.
Mhm.
Yes.
As you come up to the door, which is more of a sort of tent flap, with a it has a half red, half green pattern on the front. It's very decorative. There's a lot of like lacing and things, and it's got a big print of a circle with it's like a bigger red circle with a smaller green circle in the side of it, depicting the moons.
And I think Pew can't help herself, but like before she can move the tent flaps away to investigate and like hold it and look at the not quite embroidery work that you described,
Mm-hmm.
but the ornate pattern on the fabric, as she is caught in her fixation moment before making the way in.
Mm-hmm. The boy will follow in, and he will instinctively walk up to this basin and wash his hands.
What are you doing?
Oh, washing.
Okay, and we will, as we've been copying his hand motions, do the same, and we just look at him and see.
Mm-hmm. He finishes, and he will sprinkle them off in the basin, and grab a small towel hanging from the edge of the table, which there is also one on your side, and he will dry himself off. This gentleman will walk up and say, "Oh, welcome to the Chantry. Are you here on business or for meditation?"
I think business is closer. We are trying to figure out a bit more of a mystery, and we're hoping to see if you have any records that could help us
I see.
with some missing pieces.
Let me...
So that's not meditation, right?
No. If you would, please, feel free, come in, find a place to sit. I will, get our archivist and be right with you. Oh, I guess so.
He will actually be a lot less assertive in here, probably following voice, since he just seems to know things.
You know some things.
So we are watching, seeing what.
Boy will sit on this pillow, crisscross applesauce.
Ooh,
Tail to the back, and swish.
Sitting across, and we're just doing mirroring games. This is fun. Playing copycat, copy common. Mm-hmm.
All right. These two will chitter chatter. Talk, say words. Then, this man, who is a half-breed and is a rather large one at that, will step up, and he will say, "I am told you're looking to consult records?"
Yes.
"I am
And
Inguru
we'll take a moment.
Zanif, at your service. If there is anything I can help with, do not hesitate to ask."
We take a moment to look and see if he wants me to explain or he wants to explain on his own behalf. I got this.
Thank you.
So, after Megana's attack in Lavo, My friend lost bits of his memories, but he's recalling that he was a moon priest by the name of Voy, hoping that maybe you had more pieces. I know that's not a lot to work on.
Not very much. A first name is not very...
Oh.
In Lavo.
Yes,
do
and
not-
he wasn't there for long. I don't think none of the refugees really recognize him.
The moon chantry in Lavo is small. It is nearly unused, as they have sadly had a lot of strife in Lavo in the past years. And we hear that it is not ended, as many refugees have come from there. I can consult the archives and see what I can find.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Please, relax, meditate on the moons, and let them guide you.
All right.
And he will go into this door, which will swing open and swing shut. This room is a big room with various pillows, as you can see. Up here appears to be some kind of pulpit where one might speak messages and such. To one side is a red glowing ember, and to the other is a green glowing ember representing the moons. There are doors to the sides and to the back. For the most part, you two and Kurui are the only ones in here. Voy will close his eyes and attempt to meditate as best he can, thinking of where he's been and where he is and who he's with. And he will explain this to you in short bursts as he breathes in deeply for a few seconds. Says, I am at peace. And he will breathe out. And then he will breathe in. The moons are balanced. And he will breathe out. And then he will be silent for a while as he continues deep, meditative breaths.
She mirrors, listens, nods. She will try to reach through the tree for the shared common knowledge on religion, perhaps, since that seems to be important to try and keep up with fragments that he says. Temporary buff
Cool.
for religion.
Yep, make me a religion
As
check.
we sit and meditate with him.
Okay.
Ooh.
As you sit there and attempt to follow his meditation, doesn't come supernaturally. The speed at which he takes in deep breaths and holds them and then lets them back out is hard to do. It's hard to keep up with his pattern. Obviously, his pattern is trained. It's metronomic. He's got a very good tempo to it, but it is difficult to breathe in as slowly and hold it for as long as he does and let it back out as slowly.
And
But
she struggles with not flapping her tail as this new and exciting, and so she is unpracticed and trying not to vibrate.
Mm-hmm. The priesthood is apparently something very involved, but you're getting a bit of a taste of it. As eventually, this man will swing back through the doors, and he will come up with a panel in his hand, a small blue box, a glowing box, kind of like a tablet-shaped object. And he will be pensive as he looks at it. I must say, I am a little disappointed looking at these records and archives of Lavo. It has not been well kept. There is mention of a Kaze? They spelled it two different ways. They're Kazi and Kaze. I'm not sure which one is correct, but there you have that. There is a Shohei, a Kogi, that was there for a time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know this one?
Yes, she's one of the main nobles helping at the refugee camp right now.
Oh,
Though she's been super overloaded, so I'm sorry she hasn't probably been around, but she recommended that we come here.
no. If she is busy to come to the Chantry, I understand that she is doing her job. That is good. I would like to meet her, of course. It is
She's
good
really
to see
great.
priestesses from other places. They're interesting. I'm looking, and I do not see a Voy. Is that really the only name that we have to work with? And Voy will attempt to remember things, maybe. Let's see here. This is gonna be history. We'll do history. There is a name. It's call. Call something. He will look on the ledger and kind of go down the list. Call.
He remembers having to pay attention to the moon's shadow to avoid traveling across the white during the dark time.
Do you know when exactly this might have been? No. Well then, not as helpful, I suppose. I am not seeing a call in K. Call, no call. There is a roll call at the end here in the R's. No first name is mentioned. I'm sorry, that is the closest I can get. Thanks for trying, I suppose.
Is there any information on that, or names of places the roll call's been?
Yes. It looks like this roll call was coming to us, or to Lavo, it appears, from... He'll kind of like scan through the details a little bit. Oh, it is coming straight from Mosai's Ascension. Looks like that was the last stop, whoever he was. It could have been you. But who knows? Hard to tell.
Does Q know about Mosai's Ascension?
You would have heard of it. It's a city It's kind of... You probably had a look at Beck's map at some point while you guys were traveling. It's right about there in the middle.
Okay, that's not horribly far away.
Mm-hmm. It's about from Rubrandi. Well, from Lavo it would have been on foot or on mount. You would assume it would be on mount. Walking on foot through the Barren White is really tough, a hard journey. But on mount, probably about a week or two of traveling. Not super far. Far enough to be considered a decent-sized journey, though. I'm sorry I don't remember more. It's...
Oh, it's only been one day.
Well,
almost two.
I guess
I think
so.
it's a lot to ask for a lot more to come back. Does he have to do any pre-stuff here? Maybe the habits would help with memory?
You know, you might have a point. If I were lost and forgotten, I would probably try and... You are sure he was a priest? Yes, I'm fairly convinced. Mm-hmm. All of this feels natural. Like I've done it. A lot. Well then, in that case, you are welcome to join us anytime you want. There is the regular meditation chamber, of course. There is also, if you have a particular preference towards Mosai, it would be this way to this room. If you have an affinity for Kuai, then it would be this one. There are rooms and places to stay in the back if you choose to be part of the community here and help with the service and the care of individuals. I suppose I should indicate that the Moon Chantry specializes in diseases of the mind and of the emotional state. If you need a physician for physical things, there are plenty of doctors, but the Moon Chantry specializes on the thought.
Oh? Can you help stress people?
Yes, we can help stress people. In fact, I very much advise that anyone with a great deal of stress in their life should find the peace of Mosai and Kuai.
She doesn't say it aloud, but Foy could possibly pick up Pyu coming up with the brilliant idea. We put back to sleep. We get the Gidon to carry him here, and then he wakes up here and gets de-stressed.
He'll see that look on your face that you're plotting something again, and he will thank Inguru. Thank you. Do you mind if we stay here for a little bit and ponder? Oh no, not at all. You feel free to do. I have work to do, so if you need anything, feel free to speak to Kurui over here. If it is truly important, just speak to me, but he should be able to take care of most things for you.
And thank you again. I know it was a lot to ask.
You're very welcome. And he will come here and sweep this door open and enter here. Pyu, we can't. That's not how it works. I know what you're thinking.
Huh?
People have to choose to come here on their own. You can't just deposit someone. They'll leave.
Chaz, flickers a moment, then remembers his beads. Oh.
Yeah, he's a listener.
Two taps. Yeah. Oh no, Reeve knows. Pyu, runs about. She's very excitable. You're right. And you know a lot of things here.
I mean, think about it. How would you feel if you were drugged and then taken off to some seventh claw ritual and asked to participate, right? Exactly. That I feel like that's how Beck would feel if you just dragged him even here to this very peaceful, very good place.
Yeah, the plushie's probably a better idea.
Maybe so.
Because it's fit soft and it's tempting. Whispers little to go to sleepy sleeps.
I'm sorry we didn't find more. I could be this
You don't need to
call.
be sorry.
I could be him. I don't know. My name wasn't on the list.
Well, it might have been a nickname. Like if I woke up and only remembered Okogi calling me Yu, I probably wouldn't find a lot either.
That's fair. Well,
do you know anything about the Mosai's Ascent?
It's foggy. I remember... Actually, I remember one thing. That's, there's a statue of the Moonflyer there. I know that. It's big. It's really big. It's like on the edge of a cliff.
She tilts her head, puzzled.
I'm sorry.
But listening.
That's all I remember.
She will rummage her mind for what the Moonflyer is. Try and not have to ask. Oh no.
I think you've heard somebody mention it at some point. Your lack of involvement with the Moon Priests is starting to become more apparent. Naturally, they talk about things, but to truly understand and to truly know these things does require some study and dedication. But you do feel like you remember something about the Moonflyer having something to do with Mosai, the Green Moon? Oh, one other thing does come to mind.
Yes?
Cup said the words Moonflyer recently.
Out of character, was I there for that? I thought that was while they were in the Gidon camp and Puyu was far away from that.
She definitely said the words Moonflyer, but you're not sure what context they could have been in. One of Cup's wild stories, who knows?
Yeah, and it wouldn't make sense if the Moonflyer is all the way in Mosai's Ascent. And Beck's glider is fast, but not that fast.
Yeah.
So, we will stick with going through the motions here. So, what do you do after meditation?
Generally, I will take some time, I think, It's kind of coming back in bits and flashes, but I'll take some time here in the balance chamber, and then I will stand up and I will go into Mosai's chamber and pray there for a minute. And after I've given proper time and thanks for the light and the life which she governs over, then I will return and then go into Mosai's chamber and thank him for the passing and the continuation of things. Would you like to do that with me?
If I could, how do we thank them, or I guess if I can follow you?
Yeah, sure. Everyone kind of... There isn't a right way, though I suppose there are lots of wrong ways. Yeah, how about I try, and you can just kind of come along and do what I do until you figure out your own, if you want to. This is not expected of you. You don't have to do this if you don't want. It's just...
I don't really do anything I don't want.
Oh.
This is...
Okay. So he'll come and he will gently press through this door into a room with lots of green rugs. There's a very green theme going on in here.
Little hand wave.
Inguru is kneeling on this rug currently, eyes shut, and does not appear to immediately notice you. Boy will take a seat on this rug in the back. You will see up ahead there is a stone table with green colored lanterns casting a green hue on this statue in the middle, which is of a young common maiden with wings from her back. Her hair is long and smooth, and her tail is thick and fluffy. Her wings have feathers, like a bird.
Aren't those pretty rare? I guess there's the Pecco birds. Do they...
Yeah, birds are not
okay.
terribly uncommon, but you don't see very many with wings big enough to support a common, right? Because those would have to be pretty big, about that big. And Voy will kneel and close his eyes, and with his hands, fingers pointing towards each other on his knees, he will start to say a simple prayer. Mosai, the mother, we thank you for life. We thank you for the trees and the energy within them. We thank you for the exchange. We thank you for the light you cast, the green that nurtures, the green that... He'll kind of pause for a second, thinking of what else to say. We thank the Moonflyer for ensuring your continuation in the sky, and for her help as you continue to do your work. And then he will clap his hands together twice, and then move them back to his lap in a relaxed position as he goes back to his metronomic breathing. kind of opens one eye and glances over at you and nods.
And Kiryu nods, follows the what was it, the fingers down to the knee motion. Thank you for light in the trees. Thank the Moonfire for her help guiding light across the sky. Pew sort of flusters, recollecting bits of it.
You will see Voy slightly smile and nod. And he'll kind of raise his hands and do a gentle clapping motion.
And she does the 2 claps.
He will
And
nod
then we'll go to her
sagely.
breathing.
After you spend a moment here breathing, Voy will open his eyes again and then stand, and he will offer out a hand to you.
And she will bubble with happy feelings and take the hand on up.
Mm-hmm. And he will guide you from the room. Okay, so that was really good, and you did fine. Something came to me.
I forgot a lot of the words.
Yeah,
Yes.
you were fine. You were okay. He'll point up at his forehead, and he'll poke the center of his forehead, and then he will grip the beads on the side of his hair, right by his ear. I remembered something. Okay, come over here. So the Moonflyer, right? The thing
Yes.
the thing I said about how she helps Mozai across the sky, right? So the Moonflyer was a comet. Back way back in the olden days, right? And I'm remembering. Okay, this is okay. So nobody knows who she was, right? But something happened. Something happened a long time ago that injured Mozai. She was injured, and I don't think. It's fuzzier at that point, right? But I don't think it was Kuai. That wouldn't make any sense, right? They're partners, but something injured Mozai, and she was falling from the sky, right? She was dying, and her tears littered Javian. They went everywhere. It was a terrible time, and then there was the Moonflyer, who she climbed the tallest tree on a cliff, and from there she sprouted wings, Piryu, and she flew up to Mozai, and she helps. She healed, and she helped, and she's still there. That's what the ring is around Mozai. The bright blue ring around the green moon. That's the Moonflyer still up there. She's holding her together.
So this is really old days, like before
Oh yes.
the Meganis?
Oh, long before the Meganis.
Because Cup mentioned the Moonflyer, and I was wondering if maybe they were in the pack, but I guess they can't be in the pack and up there.
Oh no, the Moonflyer wouldn't be here. She's there with the moon. She's with Mozai now. She saved Mozai. This was not. This was way before the Meganis. The Meganis have only been here for 15, maybe 12, 13 years. Wow. I couldn't have told you that 20 minutes ago. But this place is.
This is good. You're doing voy things, and so you're becoming more voy. Right?
Yeah, I wish I had come straight here.
I'm sorry.
We couldn't have known, right? We only realized that maybe I was a priest, like, yesterday.
And we were already eating dinner and needed to get groceries.
There's so much to remember. Anyway, I had to tell you what I remembered, right? Okay, so now we go into Kuai's chamber, and this is important.
Yeah?
Kuai's chamber is a solemn one.
Mm.
We must keep our emotions muted, keep our thoughts speaking quiet. Mosai is not angry, but he is... He's the representative of... You could say destruction, but it's not that specifically. It's more like how everything must pass. You know? Rocks wither away in a storm. Trees grow old and eventually fall and crumble. Everything returns to the snows. That is Kuai's domain.
Social sort of point. So, in making and unmaking?
More like maintaining and continuing. There's a balance.
Okay.
Some priests will heavily favor one or the other. Your friend Akogi is of the balanced path of the middle. This room would probably be where she would spend most of her time if she spent a lot of time in the Chantry. She is very much about maintaining a balance of things staying as they are and moving forward. Some things need to stay as they are, and some things need to move forward, but there are also schools of thought where one is favored over the other. I suppose the seventh claw, he says uncomfortably, which I get very much the feeling that I don't associate with now that we're talking about it. The seventh claw heavily values Kuai's influence. It is about forward momentum.
But where to?
Forward.
Do the seventh claw not have a plan or
They-
intentionality?
I don't subscribe to that particular dogma, so perhaps you'd have to speak to someone who does to truly understand, but if I have understood from the little that I've gathered and remembered, I think they just trust Kuai to keep it going. There's this mentality that it's like I've heard now that we're talking about this, it's flooding back, right? And he'll like put a hand up to his face and kind of like press his nose for a second and wipe one of his eyes. It's just flooding to me. There was a priest who I remember an example he gave. He was trying to justify the merits of the Seventh Claw sect. I remember, and it was something. The illustration he was using was something about a snowball on the top of a hill, you know. And as long as it is moving in the same direction and picking up more snow, it increases in size, in momentum, in forward motion, and in doing so, it is a representation of what Kuai wants for the common.
Oh, and I think Shayon said he was already rolling down his path that was started for him like that.
That sounds like something one of them would say, I guess. Yes, yes. So the idea, I guess, with that illustration in mind would be that eventually you gain so much momentum, whether through a single individual or through a group, right? Because the Seventh Claw is very group oriented. It's very focused on togetherness and pressing forward towards a goal. Always towards a goal, but the idea is that eventually the snowball gets so big that nothing can stop it. And then you win, I guess. You achieve the perfection that we're looking for. It's hard to say, right? Because the path of the 9 lives is looking for a form of afterlife perfection that comes from a slower burn of maintenance, right? And perfecting oneself over time very slowly. Whereas the Seventh Claw is very aggressively forward, very ambitious. And then there's the middle path, which is really, really searching for, generally, the way to keep everyone who is here now, here and now. You know? It's
Okay.
it's more meditative, more grounded, more current here and now kind of thing. The Seventh Claw and the Path of the 9 Lives, in their own ways, tend to be more forward thinking. Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
He'll kind of stare off.
Are you doing okay still?
Yeah, but better than okay, I think.
Yeah? Okay.
I'm really glad we came here, and he'll hold out a hand to you.
Yes. And she will take it with a smile. I'm glad to see more and more of yourself, and it's a little bit of a relief that there are things that make your memories come back, and it's nice that it doesn't seem you're towards the Seventh Claw stuff. I think I got spooked seeing that one ritual.
Yeah, that was something. If you aren't aware of that sort of thing and prepared, seeing it for the first time tends to be a little intense.
You've seen it before?
Yes, I think 3 times. Usually it's properly done at a funeral. I think. Maybe it was more than that. I'm not sure.
Can you recall more? Because it caused us to be in the tree, for me to see the tree, and I don't think people see that.
No, that was definitely unique, as he will raise a hand to touch one of his ears that are mangled.
She gets a bit downcast with that and squeezes the hand.
Maybe we should move on to Kuai's chamber, and maybe it'll spark something like Mosai's did.
I need to stay calm and to myself.
Calm and collected. Yes, that would probably be best. As he will take a deep breath and step forward to open this door.
She will do some breathing here. Shake out some nervous energy in the center over here.
As you enter this room, you will see that it is decorated with red rugs in very similar designs to the other room. You will see Barrows is in here, currently meditating in front of a sculpture that appears to be of the moon. It is similar to this. It's red, and there are multiple circles that roll into each other. And the whole thing is slightly... You know those like desk pendulum perpetual motion sort of things? It's kind of like that.
It's slightly... the rings are turning within each other.
Yeah, it's kind of like folds within itself and everything. It's very mesmerizing. But it's kind of a continuous motion to either side of it, or a few braziers that have been set with salts that burn a deep red. Voy will move to the back of the room, similar to the other room, and take a seat. In this room, as he sits here, his tail behind him will sweep to the right and to the left and to the right and to the left, as he will hold both hands out about chest level, and as he sweeps his tail side to side in a timed rhythm, almost in the same sort of rhythm as this thing swirls, right? There's a bit of a swirly, and he like moves his tail to one side and then to the other, as he will begin to say, as almost a rhythmic chant. A rhythmic chant. Kuai, Father of the Passage, the Shadow. We are here to pay homage and acknowledge the passing of things, the passing of the Shadow, and the occasional times where there's darkness. As the time passes, let us not pass until our time is near. And he will continue to swish his tail rhythmically as he ceases speaking, and he will plant both hands on the ground and bow as he brings his tail to a stop. And then he will whisper very gently over to you. It doesn't have to be that complicated. That would just felt correct.
And very, Solomon series, she nods. Match. With the tail swishes. Hands out. Body stiff. Kuai, Father of the Passage, the Shadow. Passing time. May our lives be pass in the correct time and acknowledge the darkness. Pay homage to the passing of the shadow. And occasionally losing track of the tail, she brings the tail back, puts the hands to the ground, and bows.
After a little while,
Brings the tail to a stop.
Foy will move one of the hands from the ground out to you, and then we'll stand you up.
Oh.
Come on. That was alright.
Okay.
Remember? Chill. Keep it relaxed.
And with that, she remembers and loosens up. Back on out.
Whew.
Whew.
Well, that one is always
Sorry.
tougher. No, I'm sorry. I probably should have been more descriptive. You did good. He will kind of suck.
I messed up.
He'll suck air in through his teeth. We don't insinuate that there's a right time for us, but you didn't know. You didn't know. You did fine. Okay. Just keep that in mind, I guess, for the future. You did really good. You did. Most people freak out. They'll forget to do the tail thing. You did good. I didn't have a massive spark of revelation after that one. Sorry.
But you don't need to apologize to me. I was probably the one that threw it off.
No, he'll blush. I doubt that very much. You seem so excited when I remember things, and I was just hoping that I would. I kind of faintly remember Lavo, I guess. Oh, I'd rather not, actually. I think we're done here, unless you wanted to speak to someone. If you wanted to know anything else about the Chantry, that would be entirely up to you, I suppose. I'm open to staying here, but I know that you have plans, getting a pie for Beck or something.
And Pew will try to scrummage through the fading remnants of her, reaching through the tree for religious knowledge as she tries to reassure him. You don't have to think on lava right now. I guess that too is passing, like the shadow.
Yeah, I guess so. There is a comfort in things passing. See, I knew you. You had it in you all along. You found a positive spin for Kuai. That's very nice. He will nod approvingly.
She was worried for a moment where it's like, oh no, am I not supposed to end with a nod? No, she relaxes again.
It's important. That's actually a really good thing. To see them both as the positive forces that they are. The Havian is a world of balance. We have two gods. One wishes to keep us as we are, but is willing to let us grow. The other wants us to move on, but is willing to let us have our time while it's here. I think it's It's a really good thing. And being able to see that as the pairing that it's meant to be is that's what it's supposed to be. I think I might have been more of the balance. I might have been middle path. At least that's the feeling I'm getting.
Kinda might be what I'm hearing, but maybe Krui?
Oh, yes.
Does
How
the
can I help
things
you?
I saying sound Sorry, I've been right here. Could
Oh.
you tell what kind of? Because
He'll
I mean, there's the 3 different paths. I don't know what he was saying.
move the hair out of his face with a swish. There's slight sparkles. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I was thinking of someone.
Oh,
But what how can I help you? What was it?
well, he was talking about it's necessary to see the good in both sides, and I don't know. I guess in listening to him talk, if it would make more sense. We don't think it's 7th claw, but I am not certain if it would be Balance Path or 9 lives. Is there a way to tell, or like a question that would separate the two?
He will ponder as he rubs his very chiseled chin. No, I believe each person has to figure out what their path is. If your friend is having a hard time remembering, then I'm sure it will come to him eventually, or he will find a new path.
Thank you. I did want to ask, what were you thinking about? You had such a face.
Oh, there's
As she sort of leans in, gives the big eyes, and being nosy.
There's this girl, she's really pretty, and she's bested me twice before.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure she's a priestess, but she hasn't come here yet, and so I've been spending a lot of time in the Chantry, hoping that she would eventually join us, make a visit. Maybe I'd be able to speak to her then. I can't remember her name, though, as he sweeps his hair aside, majestically. It's been weeks since we last actually spoke. And before then was probably the first time that I heard her name. But that was a month ago, and we haven't really spent any time around each other. She spends a lot of time down in the refugee camp for Lavo.
And what do you like best about her?
She's just so brave, and strong, and smart, and beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
She loves small creatures. She's always being followed around by this Gidon. Everyone thinks it's strange, but I think it's adorable. He has big, dreamy eyes.
Oh, they sound delightful.
Yes, I'm sure
And
she
she's
is,
like,
but I haven't
and
had
her face, like, she starts to slowly piece it together.
I haven't had the opportunity to have a true conversation with her. But one of these days, I know I will. She'll come through those doors and I'll be here, ready to have deep, philosophical and religious conversations.
Well.
And then, maybe
He gets a
about
little
other
plotting
things.
face again.
Anyway, I'm sorry to speak so much about myself.
Why would you be sorry? It makes you happy.
No,
Look at that.
please,
And she'll like poke the smile with joy.
Please, my job here is to help others, and if there is anything I can do for you, I would be more than pleased to do so. I'm not meant to be distracted.
Ah, yes. Is there something we're supposed to do after the praying?
He will
And
look
is there
taken aback for a moment. Oh, that's right. You haven't been here on your own. No, after the praying, usually people gather, especially on days where there are lots of people. They'll gather and they'll commune with each other and speak and link minds and such. And once they have passed the time and spent time in community, then they will simply leave on their own time when they are ready.
is there is there something you know about the dark time and the thought speaking?
Ah,
Does that
yes.
matter here, or what can you tell me about the dark time
Ah, you see,
things and them?
the dark time is when the red moon Kuai, the shadow, uh, blots out the sky in his magnificence. It is a time where the spirits of the past visit. It's a time where thought speaking is at its strongest. The apex of Kuai. Um, Mozai is unfortunately usually hidden just behind him for the whole time, which is what leads to a certain deep darkness that even common struggle to see through out in the wastes, which is why we tend to gather within our trees, within our homes during the dark time. It is considered dangerous to go outside, and there are many stories, there are many things that people will say about what comes out in the dark. Dark walkers, the lighted eye ones, spirits of the past. These are largely stories, as I have not personally witnessed any such thing, though I am intelligent and stay indoors during the dark time, as one should.
Is it dangerous to look at the sky? Like,
Oh no.
going outside a bit?
No, you absolutely...
Okay.
It's totally fine. You would see darkness. Only darkness, because when Kuai blots out the sky, the suns, the stars are all darkened. There's nothing to see, except for a large black void. So they tell me. I myself have not been outside during a dark time.
Thank you, and is there something I'm supposed to do if I need to apologize? I think I sort of fumbled
I
my Kuai prayer.
hardly believe that our Lord Kuai would smite thee for a misstep on your first time in a moon chantry. You are
Okay.
probably fine.
What's probably not fine?
He'll wink. You're fine.
Okay. As Kurui probably has fun just taunting poor Pu. Okay. Thank you, then yes, I want to work on some other things. But I think this was really good, and maybe a little bit of time to let the thoughts settle before coming back will help them be open to another round of opening up and remembering.
Yes, thank you. Voy will bow. Kuroi will motion to you, and he will say, well, thank you for coming, and I hope that it was a positive experience, and that hope that he will continue to remember things. I think that it's very important to know your place in the world and where you are and who you are. It knowing where you are and who you are helps you figure out where you're going, and that's what a lot of the moon chant is about. But if you must go, then go with the moon's blessing. And may Kuai's shadow pass you quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And with you, brother. Moons be with you.
And with you, brother. Moons be with you. If you imitate.
Good. Alright, as you guys leave the Moon Chantry, where would you like to go next?
Let's see. Next. We don't have Berithus. Bojo's a little busy, so I think time to review the list. My brain is trying to process the lore dump.
There was a lot of lore in this session.
Oh, I love it. I'm just...
Good.
Yes. If you don't mind, helping me gather some fluff from the floss mites.
Oh.
Going about the root tunnels.
Yeah, we can do that. Alright.
As they walk along, did you like it in there?
Yeah.
It seemed like you knew what to do.
It was a good experience. I remembered a lot, and should come back. I think that would be a good thing. They said they had rooms in the back for people who would want to help with the Chantry and maintain it and all. And I can't really stay.
I was about to suggest that.
Yeah, I can't really stay in the medical tent anymore, and I hate to impose on the refugees. You are all already, kind of squished into a corner as Rubrandi figures out what to do with you. This would be a place where I could, be out of everyone's hair and carry myself for a change.
Mm-hmm. And hey, you're not a burden if you need to be in the camp with us. I'll make sure there's a spot for you, but I think for as long as they'll have you there, I think the Chantry would be a good place for you. Since I think you have a good sense of belonging right there. But I would like to drop by and borrow you from time to time.
Oh, I would be very glad for that. They will squeeze your hand. Okay.
As she
to the root
regains
tunnels.
composure.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, good. Alright.
Fails deception check.
Right. Alright, let me see here.
He's grateful if he didn't try hand-holding much during Kuai's room. Before we just get ourselves all blown up. Mm-hmm. So, do you think Kurui was talking about a Kogi? I don't think well, I guess maybe Beck, if he thought Beck was a girl. He kind of has long hair and has been beating people in a lot of competitions lately. They're the only ones I can think of with beat on following them.
You think he thinks Beck looks like a girl?
Well, it has to be a Kogi or Beck. They're the ones with Gidon following them.
Huh.
And I don't think a Kogi would be beating people up or whatnot.
Let's see.
Right? Maybe.
Now that you mention it, I suppose with all the cloak and everything and the way he walks kind of quiet and hesitantly, I suppose Beck could be mistaken for a woman.
He can be a little bit soft. I mean, it's 50-50. I guess we could ask both of them go to the Chantry, and then Kurui can talk with whoever there.
He'll kind of walk down the path, the one that you've generally been familiar with to find floss mites, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry.
But I guess you're going to tell me I'm meddling again. He was just so happy about it, though.
Well,
And it would be good for both of them, really, to go to the Chantry. Because I guess Akogi hasn't been by to their records, and Beck could use it. I don't know how I'm going to convince him to go.
I think that would be a very interesting interaction. I haven't really spoken to Beck very much, but just looking at him, he seems to be very skittish.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I almost suggested that I go speak to him, but I don't think I'm ready to speak to people who aren't coming to me first, of course, as he'll nod at you.
Yeah, he's difficult to navigate. And I think that we have a pretty good relationship. I can, if I'm really smart, put my thoughts together, I can convince him to do a number of things, but he's also very distractible and busy all the time. I don't know. I think he finds me soothing, and I think he still might feel pretty bad about setting that rev on me. Which, I mean, it's fair. But, ooh, okay. I could spin it, because Akogi's going through probably a really rough time with the attack that's got to be unsettling on the nerves. And Beck wants to help her, so they can help each other, and both go to the Chantry, right? Now I'm thinking, as she is pleased with herself and her little scheming.
He'll rub the scruff of the back of his neck, kind of. Yeah, maybe. All right, nature checks, both of you, as you are searching out critters. All right.
Where do I store my floss mites?
You find a total of 2 floss mites in this area of the caverns.
Plenty.
They are plump and fluffy.
What a good word, description. We're just describing anything as plump. It's amazing. And so we will get down and with the fingers imitate their little the little arms next to their mouths to greet them over and draw them in.
Give me an animal handling check.
Ready. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. They just walk right up to you. They are here excited to give you their extra fluffs.
Yeah, well, to enjoy the relaxation of being groomed and having fun with that.
As Voy continues to scout around and attempt to find more critters, he seems to be very engaged, more than he has been in the past, where he would just come in here and follow you around. Now he seems to have a bit of a pep in his step, a little bit of a sense of purpose. He knows why you're down here and what you're looking for, and he's determined to find more if possible. As he comes here, he will glance down this path, and he will seem to notice something as he will go down it. I think I see something weird.
Oh, okay. We will pick up a floss mite on each arm, sort of set them. Like, I guess babies on the shoulder. Arms are full of fluff as we go. As back when he was just exploring, Pew was quiet, but visibly excited to see his recovery and let him do his thing. We follow along. Oh, this is a big old... Ooh. Oh?
You'll see
Oh,
him
this is...
standing in front of a large gray metal door.
Oh.
Huh.
I guess this is the old city?
You will notice as you come into this big room that there are the remains of old houses and tattered old cloth and door flaps.
You
and flags.
terrified me for a moment there.
Sorry,
Because you're like, oh yeah, you walk in and you see the remains, and I'm like, oh my god, we
Yeah,
walked into a corpse room.
No. Remains of
Scale, no.
remains of the leftovers of an old town. There used to be houses here. Used to be buildings, but they.
I was ready to get eaten by a bear.
No. This is a well-used tunnel. But here in the back, there is a very strange thing. A big metal door. As Voy will walk up to it, and he will put a hand on it. Huh. It's cold. And he will knock on it, and it will go thung thung thung. It's thick, too. Weird.
Does it open?
He will put his fingers along the slit in the middle and try and pry. No. Not easily.
Well, we'll
see.
put the floss mites over here with a bit of food from her pockets and head back over here.
I don't see anything about it. There's just a big door. Or a wall? Why is there a big wall in the middle of a root tunnel? Pew, you will notice that there are small, attempted to be covered locks. Little technological panels, one in the center and one at either end. Make me a
We'll peel off the cover.
Make me a survival check as well. You will also notice tracks. There have been common row around this area. There have been common ha around this area. Their tracks go all over the place. You will find some crumbs around here. And with that roll, you will find a bit of dirt that has been turned over right about here. Recently turned over.
Rummage and pull it out after we pull off the covers.
As you dig up, you will see a device of some kind, but it looks to have been on fire recently.
Maybe Beck will like this. It's a strange sort of thing he likes.
Maybe so.
Oh, there's another panel over here.
Hmm.
Removes the cover. Looks at it.
Indeed.
Poke, poke.
It appears to be a lock combination of some kind.
As in numbers or a panel or...
Yeah, it's there's a panel with numbers. Make me a investigation check. This panel has been tampered with. More than once. There's a slot next to where the number keys are, where it looks like the panel has been removed before. There's little scratches around the edges of the panel, as if it's been pried open at some point.
Ooh. We'll pop the panel off.
As you do, you'll see various wires, and you will see that a few wires have been snipped and then rewired and twisted into place. It appears someone has attempted to bypass the keys.
Okay. This is really cool. Somebody's been trying to open the door.
The more you look at it, the more you think that while you could try the keys, you could try the bypass, but the bypass definitely would take specialized tools of some kind. It looks like if you were to try and do anything with your bare hands, that could potentially be very dangerous.
Careful here, it might be zappy. Let's see if the others are the same.
As you investigate the others and know what to look for now, you will see that they are the same. They have all been tampered with in the same manner. The panel has been pried aside, some of the wires have been snipped and rerouted, and then there is a section that appears to require a set of specialized tools to attempt to do the reroute and ignore the keypad.
Do you see what I'm seeing here? She will
No. What did you find?
convey. So, these wires control the panels, but if they're rewired like this, you can't really touch them, but it changes what they do. And if you have fancy tech tools, you can make them work, I think.
I see.
She will.
But the keys are what are they, like a code or something to open it? So it does open. Probably.
Yes. Yeah, so all of this must be a door. She extends her arms all the way out.
3 key panels. That sounds like a lot, Pyu. Maybe we shouldn't be here. I don't.
You're getting a bad feeling?
Yeah, I get a bad feeling about this door.
Okay. Here, let me put
feel
it back
like- I
though,
feel like
because
if
we
we
don't want
tried
anyone
to-
touching it.
Yeah, I feel like if we tried to open this door, we'd get stuck here for hours, and if we found something behind it, maybe it would be something terrible. A door
trust
that
your
big
instinct.
with that many locks it's gotta be there for a reason, right?
Well, it might have just been an old kingdom thing, right?
Well, it's gray.
As she is putting away the keypads, like carefully stuffing the wires back and putting the panels back on.
I don't think I've ever seen a gray door or gray metal. Not that much gray metal. What?
Do you think it's a Terran thing?
What makes you say that?
They do weird stuff all the time. Well, and they have their like it looks like the metal that goodness that the human doctor used on the beeper.
Oh yeah, I guess it does. Huh. So, Terrans are involved in this big door in our roots?
Oh, you're right. I'm probably wrong.
Well, I'm not saying that you're wrong, but it is strange. Do you
Well,
remember?
Terrans can't see in the dark, right? So they wouldn't down here.
Well, that's fair. That's true. They have terrible this dark vision. They have to wear those strange glowing visor things. It occurs to me. Do you remember the root tunnels in Lavo? Lavo had 6 root tunnels. The roots would go on until you'd come out of them. There was a let out, right, where the root would move aside, because we're not inside a root, right? This tunnel is formed by roots pressing the earth apart as they move and shift. And these tunnels are formed, right? And then if you go far enough, then you come outside.
So this is preventing people from going outside.
It might be. It might also be keeping people from coming inside. Or it could be hiding a pocket of something behind it, like a container.
Okay.
Does Rubrandi have other root tunnels that lead out?
I'm pretty sure, but I think I usually get turned around and end up coming back to the center before I find them. Rubrandi is a lot bigger.
Yes.
You know a lot about trees.
Well, I know about the ones that I spent time in. Also, for Lavo, that's how I faintly remember us getting out through a root tunnel.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I guess we should tell someone about this then. If it's blocking people getting out, that could be dangerous, right?
Right? Imagine if the Meganis came here, or like a large contingent of them, and then we couldn't get out because the root tunnel is blocked by a large door. That would be a problem. How would people escape?
And the part of me that wants to tell Beck, but Beck is already panicking over everything.
Do you think Beck would be interested in this door?
If he wasn't kind of falling apart at the seams, yeah. He likes tech things and the wires and the panels. But
What about the other row, the tall one? He's the white one. He's always doing something with tech of some kind.
Yeah.
Do you think Akogi knows anything about doors?
Yeah. Oh, Akogi knows like a lot about everything, pretty much. Aside from, goodness, I asked her. Oh, she doesn't. She knows like everything except for like the Galatas, but like everything else she has answers to when I ask her questions.
Oh, I'll have to ask her some more questions then. Maybe things that I've forgotten. Maybe she'll know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Akogi knows like everything.
I'm sure she does. Man. That's really weird. He will point at the door.
Yes. But yeah, I think Peru likes getting into things, and so we might be able to convince him to open the door. It has 3 things, and he...
Well, I'm not saying that he should
Be
open
crafty.
it, but we should tell someone, right? We should tell, I don't know, one of the nobles or something of Rubrandi. We should tell them about this door that might keep people in if we had to run from the Meganis.
Oh! We could talk to clan leader Oinone.
Yeah.
He helped with the funeral, so he might listen.
We could. Yeah, if you know him.
We could.
That would be easier to approach.
Oh, we met once.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Well,
Sorry.
technically we met once. The first time we met, we would have met once. So, and look where we are, right? He'll kind of awkwardly rub the back of his neck and look away and blush. Anyway, yeah, that was just weird, and I wanted to look closer at it, but ominous is probably a good word for it. Oh, you dropped your bugs. So you'll come over
Oh,
here
yeah,
and pick
they're-
them up.
Woo! And we'll pick up the crumbs or whatever of food. Yes.
There appear to be crumbs as you take a little sniff of some kind of pastry. It has. It's starting to get a little crusty around the edges, as if it's been down here a couple of days.
Well, yeah, that's why we feed it to the critters.
Oh, good.
Strange tasting. Oh, yes. I guess someone's been around. What should I add to my inventory for the strange burnt out thing, or?
Oh yeah, strange burnt out device. Yeah.
Or I guess I'll just make the item, and if you'll add whatever notes you need to
Sure.
remember it.
I'll type in some notes. Let's see here.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I'm.
I thought I cleaned that up.
You buried it.
Did I bury it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck.
Let's see here. I'm going to edit it. Let's see.
Yeah, I put it's in the bottom of loot.
A small blackened cluster of wires looks like add a slot at one point.
Say, Voy,
Yes.
you know everything about a lot about Mosai and the Moonflyer and such. What is Peruk talking about with the Moon Blessed?
That term doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know what that is.
Oh. It's okay. Maybe it'll come back.
Moon blessed? Is that what he says? Or has someone else called him that?
He turned from blue to white and has been saying that he's moon blessed. And he's all sparkling now.
It sounds really weird.
Mm-hmm.
But could
the doctor
talk to
said
him.
he was okay.
Well,
Yeah.
physically, yes, but
And
he should come to the
Peru
Chantry.
isn't as
Maybe
Okay.
it's something of the mind, right? Maybe there's been a change. Maybe it's more than just his physical appearance.
Mhm.
We should definitely. Okay. So here's the thing: as he'll raise
Okay.
a hand and kind of waggle a finger. Here's what we got to do, right?
we'll lean in as we huddle together.
You seem
game planning.
you seem very bent on the idea of getting back to the Chantry, and I don't think that would go well. It doesn't feel like his vibe, like his style. But Peru, see, we get Peru to the Chantry. We have him talk to the priests or pray to the moons there and see if that jogs anything for him. You know, that would be something interesting.
Oh, and I guess Cup did follow him around a little bit, so that would take him off of the list as well.
What do you mean?
So that would help. Well, like, I want Kurui to find, their dear heart. And because they seemed really enthused about it. So if I can get them to fulfill their dream of seeing their person walk through the doors, that would be great.
Huh. That would be very interesting.
Sorry, I like these feeling sorts of things, you know?
Yeah. No, that's a good thing. Feelings are good. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He says nervously as he walks down the tunnel.
Poor boy. And Peru. Well, where would Peru be? Hmm.
Oh, he was, he left after the race. A bunch of guards, surrounded him, and then he kind of walked away with them.
Really?
Yeah. They weren't
Like,
violent
kind
or
of
anything.
guards?
They just kind of, town guards, palace guards? I don't know. I can't tell the difference between them. They wore green armor, and had helmets and these long stick weapon things. They seemed
yeah.
they seemed a little pushy, but not violent, and he kind of went with them.
Okay.
Paori went with them as well, so he's probably fine.
Oh, I mean, Peru's going to be fine. It's just... Well, I guess he would want to talk with the king. I think he mentioned some things on the hot springs trip.
Voy will immediately make a face of dread for half a second as you mention the king.
Oh,
Uh,
sorry. Mm-mm.
No.
We can find him after. And get him to the Chantry.
Yeah. Let's do that.
If we finish gathering fluff and we make stuff at the refugee camp, Ori will eventually show up, and she has to know where he is.
That's true.
Or at least a Kogi. Ooh, I can message a Kogi. Hold on. Let's see. Okay. These things, and she, old lady, types to a Kogi.
He will stare in wonderment,
On...
having no idea what you're trying to do.
Yeah, if you press in and you put in these numbers up here and then the message down here, do send, and then a Kogi will get the message.
Type me out your message real quick. And
Will
make
do.
me an Arcana check.
Very good.
Okay. Let me make a note here.
Excuse me if I misspell, I'm guessing.
Okay, where is Peru? We should meet at camp and go to the moon chantry. I'm gonna roll a d6. Okay.
That's a number.
It is a number. Peru.
Yeah.
Are you available for a moment?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
My session ended.
Cool.
Yay!
So 1 second here. I'm gonna go somewhere else. Peru.
I'm glad the timing worked.
As you were laying here on the table, being plugged into this machine, there are wires, there are little tubes that have been stuck into your veins, and you have been wrapped up in various things, and you're here. Eventually, Alessia will be done doing whatever she's doing to you, and will leave the room. As you sit here contemplating what you've just been through, which has been a massive ordeal, your things over here on this table, one of them will buzz, buzz, as your pack receives a message.
Yeah. Oh, I'm stuck in this thing, aren't I? Like, so I'm like hooked up. Is it like just to a monitor, or like? Is it like one of those mobile monitors they have like at hospitals and stuff?
Yeah.
Or is it?
You got a bunch of stuff plugged into you. Make me an Arcana check. Or a medicine check. Medicine check. Make me a medicine check.
Can I do Arcana? Okay, can I?
Do both.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh my God.
He begged, guys. He begged, but that's okay.
This is really just how it is. I roll a nat 20 to uncover his hidden door and secrets and all that. He rolls a nat 1.
Man, Peru's rolls this week have been abysmal.
Peru needs me for luck.
As you lay here on this table, Peru, with all these wires and tubes in you, you are unsure what all you're connected to, or how far your wires will extend. However, you do have a little bit of movement, and you're very convinced, right, based on your medicine check, you're pretty convinced that it won't hurt you to move from this table.
Okay. I'll slowly raise up. Legs off the side. Slowly gets down. He's making sure none of the wires and stuff accidentally pulls out. He's probably been through this a few times.
Make me an acrobatics check to make sure none of the wires come out.
Oh, thank you. I love making those.
There we go.
There you go, thank you.
Alright, you managed to
my main thing.
use your old circus and performance training to weave your way through this web of wires that are attached to you, various hoses, as some of them start to become a little taut, but you think you can make it a little further. Alright, as you make it to here, it's starting to get a little taut. There's definitely a couple of wires plugged into this machine over here that are starting to become taut, and if you pull too much further, they will definitely come out of you.
Okay. Now here's the big brain move. I will turn around and try to use my tail this way.
Okay. Make me another acrobatics check. Alright. As you use your tail nimbly, as you have many times before used it for various tricks, you swipe your pants off the table, which have your pack attached to them on a clip. As you pull it over to you, you will see that the pack has the current message flashing on the front from Puyu. It says, "Where is Puru? We should meet at camp and go to the moon chantry."
Does this actually say it's from Puyu? Because, like, I don't...
Oh, yeah, she didn't sign it, so no, it's just a random message. Where is Puru?
Here, I'll give you my very intelligent response.
New pack, who dis? Make me an Arcana check. Make me an Arcana check there, Peru, as you are also somewhat new to the idea of using these for texting. Hey, you send it back to the sender. New pack, who dis? You receive a message.
New pack, who dis?
Yep.
Boy, what's this?
It doesn't sign, it doesn't say who it's from. Voy will look at it, he's like, dis. Do you think it's...
Is that a...
Maybe it's a misspelling?
We'll go back to laying on the table with his pack.
Okay, this isn't, like, a name, right?
I don't think so. It could be, I suppose. You can ask for clarification, right? You can send as many as you want.
That's true. Do.
My most intelligible response.
Reply. Yeah, okay.
Hey, yep, that will send right back to him. I don't know this.
I don't know that. Oh. Come on, son. God, the Terrans taught me what this says. No.
He says, not having signed his text either.
Nah, he's like, He's probably had a phone. He's probably done texting. It already, people know who he is. They got his name on it.
Mhm.
It's like, yeah, this has got my stuff on it. Oh, wait a minute. No.
Texting is the future, guys. It's so fast.
Mhm,
Look how fast this is. Oh my goodness. Alright, so you guys have figured out how to message back and forth to each other at this point.
Mhm.
Finish conversation verbally, please.
She replies, "Pew you."
Oh, yeah. This is Peru.
Oh, hi, Prue. Where are you?
I'm in the medical ward.
Oh, okay.
Of
I'll be there soon.
that.
Say hi
No,
to Courtney for me.
no, I'm not there. Does she just stop reading her pack?
Oh no, I mean the pack will ding every time. So
Is her set to vibrate?
Hers set to
yeah, it
ding.
spooks her.
Okay. I wanted to do the bit like, hello, help you.
She doesn't know how to set it to vibrate. It has the very standard ringtone,
Do do do.
like
She
a
just
grandma.
knows she bats
Do
it.
do.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to do the bit of like, you still there? Ugh, damn it, stop looking.
She very excitedly takes Voy's hand, with definitely, obviously not blushing, to hurry off to the medical tent.
No, I'm not at the medical tent. I'm at the medical ward. You'll know the one
What?
in the what was this called again?
I ain't helping.
What do you mean?
The palace. The one in the palace.
I can't go to the palace.
Darn. I'll be out in the morning.
Make me a constitution check there, Peru. Constitution save, actually. Save, if it's better.
Well, yeah, I figured you wanted to say save.
Yeah. Hey, you maintain consciousness for that last text.
What, do after that text I just...
I'll see you in the morning. And then you fall asleep.
And she will reply, "Meet at camp," and I guess see that you don't reply. I'll take that as a good sign and a shrug, and continue gathering crafting resources.
Mm-hmm. And then heading to the refugee camp?
Yes.
Okay.
To craft and chat with people.
Let's see. Oh yeah, there's him. And there's you. Good. People are milling about. Just being in the place. Oh, you guys are not here. Be gone!
Delete.
Wait, no!
Be gone. Mm-hmm.
Alright, as you guys approach the refugee camp, you will note that more posters of Shaon's scary face with pointy teeth have been plastered all over the walls, and this man is standing in the middle, still at attention, ready for whatever comes, as he paces back and forth.
And so we will pass with a friendly hello.
Oh, hello there, citizen.
Thank you for everything.
Yes, of course.
As she has her arms full with fluff.
Voy will
Have
follow
you-
you around.
Have you made plushies or clothing, Voy?
Can't say I have.
Or I guess we'll see. We'll see if your hands remember.
They might. Seems like
And
not exactly my kind of thing. Are we sitting somewhere? Ah, okay, good.
yeah, here we go. And we will put the stuff onto the table. Or, I don't know if you want to move or select your people.
No, they're all here, chilling, doing stuff, eating, passing the time. Little kids run around. There's a few of them playing tag in this area.
Good. Oh, we have a little tiny Ateus. Good. I have to wonder if it's Hito's, but if we can, wave Dora over, perhaps. Unless she doesn't feel like plushie making.
She will notice you, and seeing a familiar face, she will stand from her chair and come over this way. She looks down at the chair that appears to be mostly for Kamen-ha, which is mostly what came out of Lavo, and she will simply nod and move it over here and then sit crisscross applesauce on the floor instead. She is plenty tall to reach the table.
Good. Have you ever made plushies before? Or pillows?
Well, I've made pillows. And clothing.
Yeah, you're really crafty. Yes. Okay. Maybe you can help me with these. I wanted to make a few. Definitely one for Beck, because I don't think he's been sleeping well. Could use some relaxation. But I also wanted to know if you have any ideas on what to do with this. She will pull out her strange, shiny fabric.
Wow. Where did you get that?
Kogi got it for me.
Very weird and thin. I'd be afraid to break it if we tug on it too hard.
Yes. So I was thinking decorative ribbons. I was just struggling to shape it before.
I see how they could make decent ribbons. For indoor use, I imagine if they were outdoor, I feel like they'd be shorn to tatters quickly.
Oh. Well, with the shadows and dark time, I think we're going to be indoors more, right?
Yes, probably for the best. Have you ever been outside during a dark time?
I mean, like, technically my home was small, but it would just be to go outside and grab. Like, I wouldn't really leave my little home.
I've been out during a dark time.
Yeah?
Twice.
Really? Did you see what was it? The White Walkers? And the
walkers in
the
white
spirits?
Yeah.
Yes.
When I was young, I'm pretty sure I did. I couldn't have been 5 or 6, but I remember distinctly seeing eyes in the darkness. And the dark is all-consuming. You try and make yourself as quiet as you can, right? Loud thoughts seem to attract them, but the worst part, and the reason that we stay indoors, is because during the dark time, Firestone dulls. And all the lights wink out. I don't know. It happens. It's just a thing that happens. Supposedly, thought speakers get a strong, sudden attunement, and Firestone and most tech that relies on it sleeps, I guess. That's what some people say it does. That's what they call it. It sleeps.
So in the dark time, thought speaking is stronger, and the Firestone is weaker?
Yeah.
And I guess that would make it more dangerous if you ran into any Revs or Hasa, if you're out and about.
Oh yes, I suppose so. Most of them don't seem to have a problem with the dark time. They're not as reliant on tools as we are.
Well, if we work together, make some nice things.
Well, okay, so you've got, from the 2 floss mites that you found, you will have 4 stalks of floss mite silk.
Ooh!
With which you can have your 4 attempts to craft individual tradable goods.
Yes.
You can let me know what you'd like to make, whether it be an article of clothing or stuffies like you were talking about, or ribbons, etc. You wouldn't be able to make a full outfit with 1 stock, but you could make a full outfit with 3 stocks.
Okay. I think I'm pretty happy with this dancer's outfit that we've been rocking, much to Voi's poor torment.
Looks very pretty on you.
Thank you, blush. I got it for the race.
Several people over here will clap and, hey, yeah, Team Pecora!
Pecora, raise your hearts up. Oh, right. Sorry, I just get distracted into it, so, okay. And she will guide them in what she is going for, which is making plushies based on what she has learned from before. But trying to give each of them the shiny Terran fabric bow.
Ah, yes.
Around the neck.
I like that.
Yes.
That's really good. Dora will say as she works on her own.
And would it be possible for her to, in a way, combine her 2nd level spells, since they're kind of in a little friendship circle together, to give them a bit of her...
Them the
a
boost?
bit of proficiency with the, yes.
Absolutely.
With the sleight of hand.
As you're grouping up and you can reaching through the tree, you'll hand them some. What does that give them? Like an extra?
Oh wait, no. It gives them full proficiency, which at our level is like +3. It might be less if they're lower level, like a +2 or +1. Okay. You get full proficiency instead of half or no proficiency. But I do believe that I had in my notes that I had either a bonus or advantage on the next time I work with the Terran cloth, because I studied it.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I think I can save this.
Go ahead and save
please.
That.
Oh my god!
that one is very bad. There we go.
Oh.
Something. Oh no, is that that's a 3? Wowzer. I guess that nat 20 was the one of the night.
I will use my last bardic inspiration. Let's go.
I have an inspiration, apparently. Here,
okay.
use it.
I would greatly appreciate that. I'll take you to the moon chantry and all that later. Thank you. Hopefully there will be a plushie.
If you roll another one, I swear. Come on. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Alright.
There is no hope.
As you guys are crafting away, they seem to take your influence is there, certainly. The Terran cloth is hard to work with. It's hard to get it to even make the slightest things. Normally you're used to dealing with much stronger fabrics, right? Native fabrics, they're strong. They have heavy weaves. This stuff, it's flimsy. It's a wonder that Terran's clothes don't just shear off of them as they run, right? Because moving too fast, and this would obviously just shred it to pieces. Common clothing is thick and heavy and dense and incredibly hard to tear. Not to you, of course.
We will mourn
yes.
over the pile of shredded Terran fabric ribbons.
There's some shredded bits of ribbons and stuff, but you do salvage just enough to put a Terran fabric ribbon on one of the plushies, as each of you makes one. Yours and Voi's look a little lopsided. D'Oro's trying to follow your lead, but also using some of her own skill, makes one a little bit better. She attempted to work ahead and try and guess at what you were trying to make. It's a we're making blossomites. Is that what it is? Okay, good.
Yes, I love blossomites.
She gets pretty close to the pattern that you were hoping for, and it's a little bit better than yours, but not a lot better.
Oh, that's a really clever idea for the seam there. Okay, thank you. I'm glad you have your craftiness. I guess not with it today.
Oh, we all have our rougher days. I especially like Voi's with the red buttons for eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see a lot of floss mites with red eyes. That's an interesting choice. Oh, it's actually Pew, you handed me one a while ago. It was the first one that I've held that I remember, and it had red eyes, and so it just kind of made sense. I see.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Yeah. As she will blush and remember as they are being adorable. And is very happy that he remembers. And she will do a little sad prayer for the shredded bits of ribbon, cursing the woes of Terran fabrics, befuddling her and throwing her off her plushie making games.
Boy will see you taking a moment, and he will hold his hands out about chest high and swish his tail back and forth and say, "For the passing," and then slam both hands on the table around the pile of scraps. Some things pass, and that's okay.
For the passing, she'll imitate hands out, slam on the table, then get that look in her eyes that she has an idea, and she waits for the kids to go before confettiing them.
Ah. Oh yeah, they're zooming, and then they squeal as you confetti them, and then they pick some up and start throwing it at each other, and they keep running.
Okay, that was something at least. Maybe we won't do that one again.
So you said Puru was in the palace?
Yeah, that's what he said. And we don't have to go there. I told him to meet us here.
Oh, good. He'll kind of wipe his forehead. I imagine the rest of the group is meeting here eventually. Right after the race, Doro will kind of look around with a concerned look on her face. After the race, everyone just seemed to scatter. I don't even know where the Gidon are. They were with us one moment, and then they just kind of went.
Well, it didn't go as badly as it could have been, because, didn't Cup say something about, like, a celebratory eating or something for racing?
Oh no, I hope not. Tezrin went back to the stables, so I hope he's there, because if Cup is going forth on her plan, she had mentioned wanting to eat a mount in celebration or something. I hope she doesn't.
Yeah. No, Tezrin wouldn't let her, and he has a good manage of the other mounts. She can't beat all of them.
I guess that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck to him.
It's in working together.
Indeed.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I don't think I've seen anyone after the race, which is odd. Akogi hasn't been back?
No, she and Beck sped off on that glider of his, and I haven't seen them since. They didn't even say where they were going.
Oh, are they off on a date?
I suppose they could be.
Let
me see if she would have known at all. Oh yeah. No, they looked upset. I suppose maybe they went off to... Ugh, she'll shudder. Talk about their relationship? But if they were upset, I hate to be a part of that.
Already?
I don't know. They just looked upset, and then they hopped on the glider and zoomed away.
Well, maybe we'll give that some time. Ooh,
Yes. I suppose
but,
I will probably wait around here then if we think everyone will gather, or if we can get everyone to gather.
yes,
I would
and
like to go over the next event and the details therein. But it would be easier if I could just do it once with everyone here instead of piecemeal giving everyone instructions and then maybe missing someone. Like last time, where Cup didn't even know that it was a race until we basically arrived.
that would be really good. And maybe staying here would be good because we haven't seen anyone from the red team since. And
I should tell you. I
Oh?
I did get a notice that they have withdrawn from the tournament. Team Seventh Claw is withdrawn for some reason. It was not specified as to why. And so you'll be facing the Xanif clan's team. I think they call themselves Blue Spikes, Blue Claws, something.
Okay.
Do you think it might have something to do with the attack on Akogi?
I don't remember it being against the rules and he didn't look particularly hurt. I don't know enough. I'm sorry. I was mostly focused on getting Akogi out of that situation where she was being chased down.
Fair enough.
By Sheon.
I was going to tell everyone about their team withdrawing, and then everyone just scattered, and then I got distracted and forgot. I'm sorry. I'm glad
what
that
have you
were
been
here.
up to?
Once everyone scattered, and yourself included, young lady, you just kind of went off with your young man here, and I thought I'd come here and wait and sit in case any of you came by, and I'm glad you did. I can't remember how to work the messaging system thing. I might be looking at it upside down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I've been getting some messages with Peru, actually.
You're gonna show her. This will be good.
Yes.
Alright, roll me an Arcana check as you attempt to teach the Oro again how to use it proper. Hey, you figure out that she has been trying to use it upside down. She's been hitting the wrong button to pull up that particular menu. And you find that she has exactly one contact in her pack, and it is Akogi. It is at least well labeled. Unlike yours,
and
where it's just a bunch of codes.
Yeah. Oh, and I have Peru's number here. There you go.
Oh, good. Swap numbers.
Oh, he's... Like I said, he's in the palace, apparently. So that's where he went, and, after the race, talking with Verithus and thinking, we thought it would be a good idea to go to the Chantry.
It's pronounced Chantry, like chanting.
Chantry. Oh! That does make sense.
Yes, because of the moon chant. They sing, supposedly, if you focus hard enough and you are at one with the moons. There's a song. There's a chant.
That you hear in the balance room?
Yeah, and it flows through all of us. We all have the moon chant in us. It's just difficult to hear. The Oro will kind of smirk and shake her head gently and continue to work on attempting to make this Flossmite look like a Flossmite. Well, I'm going to wait here until everyone else gathers. Would you like to wait with me, or do you have other things in mind? Oh.
Oh, I guess we could ask Akogi where Beck is, because I'm getting pretty worried about him. I don't think he's slept since getting back.
Yes, no, that boy needs a nap and food.
And so, my master plan was to make him a nice cup of, like, Chantry and bait him into sleep with a cute plushie, so then he will be better.
That's an interesting plan.
Unless you have a better plan.
I was going to simply wait here, and he's a man. He can surely sort himself out. Also, Akogi's been hanging around him very closely, and she's a very nurturing type. If they went off by themselves,
Oh.
I don't know. They'll probably work it out.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't interrupt them, as she recalls her interruption. Mm-hmm. You're right. Still, it's good to have the plushies.
Yes.
Thank you, really.
Oh, you're welcome. I did my best. I guess. She'll kind of gesture at it as it is. It kind of flops to one side because the legs on it are a little off kilter.
Well, it's a new design, really. I've only made one before. Well, 1.5. So, I'm slowly figuring out new things, and your idea there, and tucking it in right there, that'll help out a lot.
As you say this, you will be approached by a group of small children.
Yeah?
All of them with gray and white furs, some of them still slightly metallic along the edges, will come up to you, and they have gathered various bits of fluff and scraps of cloth, and one little girl will come up to you and say,
Ooh.
Auntie Pew, will you show us make those? And she will point at the lopsided floss mites on the table. They all look at you with big, expectant eyes.
And she takes in the breath and sort of glows like a happy puff Miyazaki hair. And little claps of the hand. Of course! Hop on up. You should learn how to be crafty with your hands.
Woohoo! As you have attracted 10 small children who all take places on all these chairs, and they get to work. Please make me.
We're going to make something smaller, though. We're going to make little puffballs for your hands to squish when you're upset.
Oh, good. They all are excited and overjoyed. Please make me a performance check as you attempt to teach all these children how to make proper squishy ball plushies.
Let's go!
Pretty good. You are
as we are living
a fantastic
amongst
teacher,
my fans.
as you are now surrounded by small children around these tables, and I'm going to have to make a child token so that you can have multiple children hanging out with you for next time. But as we have gathered information and found new things about the moon chant and made plushies, explored the tunnels, and gathered a gaggle of children to teach your ways, that is where we will have to pick up next time.
Thank you.
Good session.
I'm sorry we couldn't fit Peru into there just yet.
We got a little Peru.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us, man. That was good. Alrighty.
And thank you for helping you figure out technology.
And we will.
She's slowly breaking through.
We will pick up next time as we have the downtime episode of what Akogi and Beck are up to during this time. We'll see you then. Bye.